So here we go, Season 2, Episode 1 of Invincible, and I already knew I was right.
I've been hit harder before. Like, way harder.
Now this whole segment, I honestly thought it was going to be Immortal training Mark because his father's gone, so either Mark is having a psychotic break or he's freaking evil.
Arrogant, just like your father.
Well, thank you, sir.
You will come. Why can't you trust me? After what Omni Man did? After what you did?
How dare they jeer that boy? He's like the arrogant, out-of-control son I never sent to boarding school and forgot about.
I'm kind of confused, but I'm like, does he mean the train station scene when all the people were turning into spaghetti as his dad was using his face as a grater? Either this is an alternate universe or Mark is dreaming, but then it's soon revealed after.
Mortal your way out of that.
Oh shit. Not gonna lie, it's kind of cute seeing father and son together, and when you hear about their motivations as to why they're doing this, they really believe that they're saving lives. It's a little bit more than the Borg situation. They have a mind of a better future, one that doesn't have cancer and suffering and people being sick and better technology. I mean, it doesn't seem so bad when you think about it, except you're not given a choice. And what he says really stood out to me because it's like gaslighting 101.
We didn't destroy your cities. You destroyed them by fighting back.
I didn't slap you, you ran into my fist.
Still think you can stop us? Don't forget, I'm invincible.
Boy, if you don't...
I really appreciate how they consistently subvert our expectations by leading us to anticipate the title card every single time he's on the verge of saying his name. So annoying. Well, the message repeats and then we meet this guy. Turns out he is an underground hideout, La Resistance. I realize it's been a long time since I watched the first season, so I was confused when I saw this dude and then, like, aren't they the same people? So why? Yeah, I have to watch it over again. But anyway, we are introduced to this new character called Angstrom. Some kind of Jesus slash Moses slash dark-skinned Abraham Lincoln dude. I didn't even know this was Eve when I first saw her because she looks rough.
Oh no. Oh yes. Oh god, no.
So it's Omni Man and his son. I'm wondering why it took them so long. Okay.
Boom!
That was not necessary. With a thigh gap on this thing, Jesus Christ. Now we know this isn't gonna do anything. For a quick moment, we're all like, oh my god, he found a weapon that can defeat Omni Man. No, he didn't. What were they doing? This is like people trying to subdue Godzilla. All it serves to do is piss them off more. Like, you could lie to the Viltrumites at this point and they'd probably believe you. And then come up with a plan after, which is getting out of the situation. Then they could just fly anywhere around the world and find you regardless. So, you know, then there's that.
Someday, you too will die.
Sure. But you should have died at birth.
Then we get the freaking psychotic or sociopathic, should I say, Mark. This whole episode was hilarious. And he's like, Eva, I don't want to kill you. And Eva's like, I'd rather die. He's like, I don't want to kill you, baby, but I can't let you hurt anybody else.
What? Eve, I would never kill you.
Oh god, the way he says it, bro. The way he says it. You know it's about to go down.
But I can't let you hurt anyone else.
Help me! Help me!
She's not dead, just paralyzed.
Oh, well, I mean, that's kind of a bummer, too.
It's not funny, but it's, oh my god, that's horrible. Oh my god. Yo, she looks horrible. Like, it, oh no.
Huh, so that's what you were practicing on those protesters last week. I couldn't figure it out.
Yeah, I've got some people who'll take care of her, so, you know, I can visit.
And do what? What you gonna do when you visit, Mark?
A volunteer.
Don't touch me!
Oh, what?
So as this guy is lecturing the two superheroes, I'm expecting them to just chop his head off. And then Rick Sanchez opens a freaking portal with his portal gun, and the dark dude falls through.
Why in the fuck would I ever do that, ever?
So we find out that was an alternate dimension, and this is our Mark. He's obviously struggling from PTSD, trying to go through the motions, and burying himself in work, trying to undo or at least make up for the stuff that his father did. I love how random... I love how random the show is sometimes. Just this random elephant dude just, like, what is even it? What, is he in a suit, or is that literally his face? Like,
What the hell is even that?
I love the usage of the sound, like the audio. This song is so pretty. I just go... I need to take 5. Hold on. Just everything is fucking funny right now. What is that? Why is this necessary? Oh Lord, I cannot. I can't do this. This is too much. No. Let me take a quick break.
He's so thirsty, look! I know he looks like he wants to bite me, but I'm just saying that he's thirsty.
You know, I used to think this part of the song was a completely different song, because I was just recently introduced to this song like a few years ago, and I thought these were 2 different parts of the song. It's so beautiful. But this part really hit home to me because I remember watching something else. It was an anime. I can't remember which anime it was, and this shot for shot feels like the same thing, where the person is going over something in their mind that they lost, and they're trying to bury themselves in work or a different relationship, and they just keep having flashbacks of what's happening, and they're like, no, I just gotta bury myself in work. And this feels like the same thing that Mark is doing. I feel so bad for him. Editing ulterior here, I just observed the striking resemblance between Mark's face and his father's face in that scene, just when they were one after the other. In that moment, it's like Mark momentarily lost himself as per the music lyrics. So it underscores the extent to which he kind of resembles his father, and also showcases in direct comparison the potential for him to become like his father in that moment. And that's probably what he's grappling with. I just thought it was really interesting that they showcased that in that scene. You see that? That was such a really interesting attention to detail. He's remembering all the situations like his father, like you see him start to get like a little bit of a panic attack a little bit, and then he just goes dead. See how he just pulls himself together? Like he's drowning it out. He's trying not to think about it. He's trying to just bury it. And he just goes from being like emotional or on the way to being emotional to just numb. Not thinking about it. And I can relate because I think each of us have been there where you just don't want to deal with that stuff. You just want to move on, and you start to feel that little inkling of pain, and you're like, nope, so what's going on here? Let me just get lost in my work and concentrate on the action at hand. And that was so well done the way they did it. And the way that the lyrics also match up with this as well is really good. And when you see him go back home, you see how far he's come because he lands so gently now. I don't remember ever seeing him land that gently, but he's obviously better at it. I mean, he did start to get the hang of his powers in the first season, but he just seems so jaded. Poor Mark. Oh no, poor Mark.
Oh.
Can you imagine what he must be going through? His father was his idol. His father was his hero. He had a great relationship with his father, and his father does love him in his weird Viltrumite way, but he's just so brainwashed by the whole structure of society and their world that for him, this is right. But Mark's whole world is just crumbling apart right now. Not just because his father turned out to be like the biggest villain of Earth, but everything he's known about his father was shattered before his eyes. His father almost killed him.
We all remember that day when Titans touched down in Chicago.
I also feel bad for his mom. He called her to everyone in public and said she was a pet.
That's why we love our dog.
But then I did watch over that scene, and he mentioned that he loved his mom, but she's more like a pet. I mean, that's gotta count for something, right?
Not really.
I like that we get to see the clone brothers again. They keep reappearing. What I don't like is seeing her. Now, in this scene, she was pretty decent as a person, but can we say it? Can we please say it? There is no chemistry between these two at all. There's no sexual chemistry. There's no romantic chemistry. I mean, listen to this interaction between the both of them and tell me if you believe this girl is his girlfriend. I so want him to be with Eve. I feel like they're setting him up to be with Eve because this girl, I don't even know what the point was in changing this character and making her disgusting on purpose. Like, they're trying to do representation. Are they trying to make black girls look bad or something? Because that's what they did with this character, to the point where everybody, including myself, are like, this girl is shit. He needs to be with Eve. First of all, Eve understands where he's coming from with the superhero prospect. Second of all, Eve is a far nicer and well-rounded human being who's still a strong female character, if that matters. This woman is just a bitch. She's just cold and like a rock. I don't even think a rock would want to date her.
It's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. But are you fine?
Do you actually care, bitch? Is the person who was like voicing this character a robot? She looks like an old woman. Like, this is such a horrible, horrible character. If this is the extent of her being nice and being a normal human being, it failed. Like, if this was them trying to make her nice and make people like her, it failed tremendously.
Todd's right. My dad might as well be dead. That's how it feels anyway.
Sure.
These are the voices of guilt and shame. They are common reactions when reflecting on regretful moments. For some of us, though, those feelings of guilt and shame are so heavy that they act like—
I don't get to be sad. I'm part of the problem. I'm the reason all those people in Chicago died.
Wait a second.
I shouldn't be here. I should be out there.
Oh my god, I can't stand her. Why are we looking at her face half the time, bro? Like, he's talking. Her face isn't emoting, it's not doing anything. Why are we still staring at her goddamn face?
She's rude, she's bad, and I don't like her.
You stopped your dad and saved the planet, and it almost killed you. You don't owe anyone anything.
Except for you, though, right? Because he always owes you something, apparently.
Then why are we fighting?
You made me feel stupid and unimportant.
Trash!
I saved his life, and along with others, and then your ass still got mad. You lied. You didn't tell me you were a superhero. Secret identity! Also, you didn't show up to volunteer at the soup kitchen. That was a big deal for me, Mark. And I would have made it. I really would have made it on time if I didn't almost fucking die. I almost died. I needed you to be there, like you said you would.
I'm not so sure.
At this point, she could just go and hug him, but that's not in her character makeup, you know, being human and being empathetic, being, as she knew that he was invincible, she knew that he was the one saving them from that freaking cyborg character, and she's like, why'd you run away like a coward, even though at that point she knew that he was invincible?
This is a mess.
And at this point in time, I'm either willing to accept that it's either an oversight on the writer's part and they just forgot and wrote that in at the last minute, or she's sociopathic and a villain in the making. I'm almost certain, because there's no way that somebody can be this unlikable. I've watched Joffrey from Game of Thrones, and at this moment in time, I can honestly say that Amber from Invincible is the most unlikable character I have ever seen to date. So Mark wants to get back out there. Joe Biden is like, nah, he doesn't want him to be like his father.
I'm not my dad.
Yeah, bitch, if you don't let me work, I'm gonna twist your testicles off. But that's abuse.
So the best way to get something done, if it holds near and dear to you that you like to be able to,
that you want him to do you so much you could do anything.
anyway.
We get some character development with the robot guy who has a new body, and he experiences fear for the first time, because now he actually has something to lose. His life, since he's inside the mech. More interestingly, Angstrom, the main guy in this other universe, can open up these dimensions, like Rick Sanchez.
What, you fell into a vat of redundancy? God damn!
So he's the one who broke the blue guys, the Thanos discount knockoffs, out of their jail cells. He's doing everything he's doing to help mankind, because that's how it always starts out.
But then later there's running and screaming.
Not to mention this guy has a room full of himself. Can you imagine the possibilities? I like that they also show Mark's mom. She looks haggard, like, poor thing. I can imagine that's the wife of the person who's the villain. Like, it's not her fault, but other people who are ignorant are gonna look at her and be like, you should have known! Whatever this is supposed to be. So Robot Guy gets replaced, with Immortal taking the reins as the leader of the group. Then we get this other guy who shows up for Explosion. And one thing I love about the show is how you get to see some legitimate character arcs with even some of the side characters. This guy went from being the most knowledgeable person, but now that he's in an able body, he seems to be experiencing all these hang-ups he didn't otherwise.
Hey, stranger.
When I was a kid, I always wanted to be my dad. What if that happens? And we're fucked.
The irony is that it has happened in almost every other dimension, which actually kind of makes Mark an outlier, doesn't it? Eve tries to convince him. Oh, she's so perfect for him. And Mark finally has a chance to show the Biden dude that he's made of something, because this dude is trying to meld all the other minds into his mind from the other dimensions so he can apply that knowledge, which is kind of stupid. I would actually make like more of me to put my thoughts into them as well. You know, not just one person in case something bad happens to you. You don't have a backup. The thing is, I can already see this plan going badly, because he's trying to take everybody else's thoughts and experiences in with his own. So all of their aggression, their hang-ups, their bad attitudes or bad mentalities or malevolent thoughts also get melded in with your own. Did Mr. Brainiac over here not foresee that?
Okay, there's like a giant mechanical Christmas tree with like a bunch of the same guy sitting on it.
That is the most succinct and perfect description of what is going on here.
Or I take it down.
Make us.
You have no idea how much I wanted you to say that.
It was at this moment.
You bit off more than you can chew this time, kid.
He literally just got brought back from the dead and he is getting laced. Poor Mark. Like, how many, you know how, like, triggering this must be for him to get beat up like this again? It's not funny, but it's kind of funny. Bro, he is hanging on for dear life. And at least the guy has a heart because he's like, I won't build my utopia with blood. He takes off the helmet and we already know something bad's gonna happen when he does that.
I wonder what'll happen.
You'll kill us all!
At least he heals pretty quickly, but the danger isn't over yet. Oh my god, I'm loving this episode so much.
You first.
Ugh, never mind.
No way, you first.
Okay, same time.
Oh my god. I got in. I got in.
I guess I get to keep my superhero boyfriend after all.
Keep my mouth shut. Shut tight. Anyways, Immortal has been watching Mark because he doesn't trust him. And the only thing I can think about in this particular scene is how long Immortal's neck is, bro. Like, I don't know if this was by accident or what, but what are those things that look like roach carapaces or like the upper part of a turtle shell? You know when the Ninja Turtles are standing up? I'm getting stuffy, I'm sorry. But the Ninja Turtles are standing up and you have that part, that their shell peeking out from behind them. The part that guys have on their shoulder that looks like they're made of like bug thighs or something. They look like freaking cobra wings on the sides of their necks, like they're ready to go and like spit venom at you. I don't know why, but it looks really unattractive to me. Yeah, whatever those are called. I don't know, something uncanny about it, dude. I don't know why I'm obsessing over it. It just looks odd. And then his neck is so freaking long. And And I don't blame poor Mark, because now Immortal, I mean, he's Wolverine, whatever, we know that's what he is, flies off, and now Mark has to worry about nobody trusting him because of his father. The son having to deal with the sins of the father, and it's so sad. You can't blame everyone, because, you know, it's like a ticking time bomb. Everyone loved Omni Man until they was revealed that he was a freaking supervillain. So how do you know Mark isn't the same, even though Omni Man almost killed him? Anyway, it was a fantastic episode. I'm so glad that the show is back. Such a great adventure. Good times, good jokes, good character arcs. I hope Eve and Mark get together. That'd be so great. Nothing makes me drier than watching these two together. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. This has been Ultiori. You ask, we answer.